Now, I've heard the number that Obamacare needs 7 million enrollees in order for it to work financially. That makes no sense to me, but I'll just go with what they say. They say they need 7 million young, healthy people signing up who are not going to be using their health insurance because they're healthy. They need those people signing up and paying the freight in order to cover the cost for the elderly and the poor and, whoever else. And they're not signing up, no matter where. At healthcare.gov, they can't sign up because the website's a disaster. In other states, they're just not signing up. In fact, the Obama regime is telling Blue Cross and others not to tell the public how many people have signed up for Obamacare. They have issued strong requests, i.e. demands, to clam up about the number of enrollees. That's why Sebelius is not forthcoming with the number. They're not telling you because nobody is signing up. This is a failure and a disaster, no matter how you slice it. After 5 years of Obama portraying this as utopia and panacea, I'm sure that they expected a stampede of eager. I know how these people think. They were expecting a stampede of eager Americans. All right. Health care, $2,500 cheaper. I get to keep my doctor, get to keep my plan. Health care free. What they thought there was going to be a stampede to sign up. And even with that, they didn't design a website that could handle even 100 people at a time. But beyond that, they have no real connection with the American people. I am convinced that despite what you think of Obama, I don't think Obama has a person-to-person connection with people. I think people love him because of his race and feel sorry for him. Object of sympathy. I think people feel he's a victim. He portrays himself as a victim of America. He gets sympathy that way. I think he gets plenty of loyalty from Democrat to Democrat, liberal to liberal, people loyal to the cause. I don't think, and I'm probably a lone actor here, I don't think that Obama really has a personal connection with the people that voted for him. When he goes out to these public appearances of his, they have to assemble groups of people. They have to assemble the people standing behind him. I don't think that when it's announced Obama's going anywhere, that these places are overwhelmed with more people than the room can hold to get in, and they want to get close, and they want to touch, and they want to get autographed. I don't think any of that I think we're being fed so many myths about Obama's popularity. We know the approval rating is well below 50%. I describe it. Well, the way I describe it sounds like I'm bragging, so I won't do it. So I hope you know what I mean. It's like a television anchor. I'll do it this way. I was on the same plane with Ed Bradley and Peter Jennings in Houston, coming back to New York from the Republican convention. And baggage claim, we're all there, and everybody recognized Jennings and Ed Bradley. Nobody went up to talk to them. They knew who they were. Might have liked them. But those guys, they didn't really have a connection with the audience. They were faces that were recognizable, and they might have been trusted. But nobody felt like going up to Peter Jennings and saying, hi, how are you, care? Because Peter Jennings never gave anything of himself in the newscast. He's reading the news. Ed Bradley, ditto. There's same with Obama. There's really not a connection. I don't know how else to describe this. And that's what I mean. They expected, because of that, there'd be this massive stampede of loyalty and devotion to not only Obama, but health care and making it work for Obama. And there isn't any of that. But the real point here is that even in states where there aren't any website problems, there aren't any enrollees. I mean, in New York State, 0. And that is big because if nobody signs up, then it doesn't exist anyway. And if they can't, if just the supposed brilliance and goodness and attractiveness of the law is not going to attract people, then they're going to have to be forced, coerced into signing up and going. Look, even healthcare.gov, there are not swarms of people trying. It didn't take very many people to expose this website as an absolute bomb. So I guess what I'm saying is, don't fall for the notion that we're dealing with this universally popular, personally popular guy to whom people are devoted as in a Pied Piper. It isn't that way. And this is demonstrating it. I'll tell you, this whole Obamacare thing, that's all on him. It's all on government. It's all, I mean, this is a Democrat liberal nightmare that's happening right in front of everybody's face, and they're trying to cover that up as many ways as they can. Blaming contractors, blaming Republicans, but blaming the shutdown. But they're the ones who sold it. They're the ones who touted it. They're the ones who said that it was the greatest thing ever. They called it revolutionary. They called it advanced. They called it whatever superlatives they used. And it's none of those. They own this, much as they would like to pawn it off. That's my point in the first hour. You know, Obama, they design a system that's supposed to fail so they get the single payer. But in designing the failure, you have to design it so that the reason it fails is everybody but you. The government can't be seen as the reason it failed. You got to blame insurance companies. You got to blame the Republicans. You got to see to it that the doctors and the hospitals, the pharmacists get blamed, insurance companies. But guess what? Government. Everybody's talking about, or everybody's at least asking, maybe this is too big for the government to do.